Good morning, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. I actually just recorded about 20 or 30 minutes of this reading, and then I looked at my recorder and realized that most of that reading hadn't been recorded. So I don't believe in coincidences or accidents. Of course, I'm still going to record this reading because, as you guys know, I do channel twin flame readings every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But with that being said, I just wanted to mention that because since there are a few strange things going on, technicalities, or with the technology of this reading, I don't know how long these readings are going to be. It might be slightly shorter than usual. I am really just going to go with the flow of the messages here and trust the process. So thank you so much to all of you who are here, who are present with this reading. Please be sure to like this video and also subscribe to this channel. Join our community of beautiful, like-minded, creative beings here on YouTube. Also, by liking and subscribing, I am actually able to pick up more specifically on your energy and the energy of your situation. So I'm beginning today, as I usually do, with the Energy Oracle Cards deck. Please also keep in mind, I will be channeling many different messages for both specific individuals as well as collective, more generalized messages. So as always, be sure to only take what resonates in your heart and soul. Your intuition is truly the compass of your life and of this twin flame path. Now, as I was speaking there, giving my little spiel, Magician and the Mirror reversed came out right away. Now this is incredibly synchronistic because this is one of the two main twin flame cards in this deck. I also just saw the number 222 on the recording timer. So this card specifically speaks to the balance of energies within a twin flame connection. So I'm feeling guided to channel how this, I want to say, shifting balance, because this card reversed indicates something a bit out of balance, but I like to think of it more so as something that is out of balance, still in the process of coming into perfect balance and harmony. So I'm feeling guided to channel how this so-called imbalance or this shifting balance is affecting both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Now, with that being said, although I do make this distinction as I read between the feminine and the masculine, I also do use the pronouns his and her while referring to these masculine and feminine energies. But when I'm saying he, she, him, her, feminine, masculine, please keep in mind, I am only doing this to shorthand the way that I am referring to different groups of people in these readings, because in truth, the masculine and the feminine within the Twin Flame Collective are not connected to any specific gender or biology. These are purely to describe energy dynamics, and specifically we tend to label ourselves as the quote-unquote masculine or feminine depending on the current dominant balance that we perceive of those energies within ourselves. So do keep that in mind. So let's begin with the divine masculine. And I had this moment of almost feeling a little bit breathless, almost like I was running and trying to catch my breath. And this says to me the masculine could be kind of in the middle of this. I heard like a spiritual race. I'm seeing this like this metaphor of this person running this marathon, racing ahead. And yet I feel that all of this is happening very spiritually, meaning on this very deep, unconscious, energetic kind of level. And because of that, I feel as though it's almost like the race is being run at this soul level, but this feeling of breathlessness, this effect of having run this race or being in the middle of this race is all that is manifesting physically. So what I mean by this is I feel that to the divine feminine or even to the masculine himself, there could be this feeling of, why am I feeling this way? Almost this self-judgment, as though he is judging the feelings of being exhausted, being breathless, feeling as though he's been running or overworking himself, because in the physical, it doesn't really look like he's been moving much, but on the spiritual level, there's been so much motion, so much activity. And on the other side, the feminine could find herself at times doing the same thing, getting caught up in what is happening in the physical between her and the masculine, feeling, why is it that it looks like masculine, you aren't moving or you aren't moving forward as fast as I want you to from this ego-based perspective? And the masculine's higher self would like to respond, it's because all of the changes and transformations are happening, but they are largely happening beneath the surface. This race is largely happening on this soul level, on this energy level. So what kind of race is this masculine running? I knew this card was going to come out. Contract in the reverse position, racing to finish or break out of all of these karmic energies, manifesting as what we think of as karmic contracts, karmic relationships, connections, even things we perceive to be interferences, quote unquote, because there are no true interferences with twin flame connection. But these things that feel as though they are blocks to us reuniting with our twin, all of these things are being, I heard, rapid fire cleared out for this masculine. So what kinds of karmic blocks or situations are being cleared out? Community reversed and action reversed. Okay. So as this masculine runs this so-called spiritual race, goes through these extremely rapid energetic transformations, what we are seeing above the surface is, for him, a feeling of, I heard, loneliness, and also just general feelings of being disconnectedness, not just from the divine feminine, although I feel that coming up for him, but also just from other people in general. And also I heard lethargy, tiredness, action in the reverse position. There's like this inaction and yet this tiredness. Like, I feel like I am not doing very much in the physical, I hear this masculine saying, and yet I feel so lonely. I feel so disconnected. I feel so tired. I heard heavy energetically at times without fully knowing why. However, I do see this masculine putting some pieces together here. And if you are in a period of separation or disconnect from your masculine and you are the divine feminine here, I see this masculine having this major wake-up call, realizing, wait a second, part of why I'm feeling so lonely and feeling so disconnected is because the person that I feel the most soul connected with is not in my life in the way that I want her to be. And of course, he's speaking of the divine feminine. I feel this happening regardless of your level of communication or physical 3D connection with your person. I see the masculine here longing for that connection to be more manifested, to be more stable, to be showing up more frequently. However, I do still feel him very much in his head about this, because again, a lot of these changes and shifts are happening still on the energy level, on the unconscious level. So there still may not be at this moment in time a lot of movement forward necessarily in the physical. Yeah, with fifth chakra in the reverse position, some kind of a block in communication. It's like this feeling of wanting to say something, wanting to reach out, but maybe not doing it. So why is this masculine? But I heard this is going to reach a breaking point or a boiling point. And I've been channeling this recently in other readings as well. This idea that for a long time, we've been kind of channeling about this buildup of energy, right? This masculine going through these transformations and changes. And on the side of the divine feminine, I know it can be frustrating because it can feel as though all of these changes are happening on a soul level energetically, but aren't showing up in the ways that some divine feminines would like them to in the physical. But this is in the process of reaching this breaking point, this tipping point, where all of that energetic work and shift and transformation for this masculine beneath the surface begins to show up in a very manifested physical way. It breaks over into the physical, like a seed planted, sprouting under the earth for a while, growing under the earth, and then finally breaking above the surface. That is the visual I'm being shown here. So how has this masculine, or why has this masculine felt blocked in regards to communication with the throat chakra reversed? Because my spiritual awakening is causing so much chaos in my life. And I almost feel this masculine saying, Divine Feminine, I want to protect you from the chaos of my world, from the storms of my life. With storm warning in the upright position, I feel like my life isn't prepared to fully receive this connection in the physical, because the cards storm warning and door to spirit upright came out here, speaking to the fact that this masculine is going through something very heavy right now. I heard dark night of the soul, ego death. Some of those terms may resonate with you. I see this masculine, it's like this ironic situation where on the one hand, he is expanding spiritually very fast. He is going through this rapid-paced spiritual awakening with door to spirit in the upright position. And through that spiritual awakening, he is realizing so many truths about himself and about this connection, whether it's happening consciously or unconsciously, which is increasing that desire to communicate, that desire for something real with the feminine. And yet I see him in the thick of something that is very energetically heavy. I heard toxic, so there could be a masculine in some kind of a toxic situation involving other people, even a toxic relationship of some kind of karmic toxic relationship. That will probably just be for one person. But regardless, whatever this masculine is going through, he feels like these are literal storms. And it's almost this feeling on the conscious or unconscious level of Divine Feminine, I don't want to bring you, I heard him say, I don't want to bring you in the middle of this. I don't want to bring you into my storms, into my chaos. I want to bring you into, it's like I'm seeing that happy family card with the rainbow. I want to create that stability with you in the physical after the storms. I don't want to drag you into the storms with me, if that makes sense. And actually, I feel on the other side of this, yeah, this is what is causing with Victory Reversed, this Divine Masculine. It's almost this feeling of, I want you, Divine Feminine, but I can't let myself have you yet. I can't let myself have this. And the reason is because, again, of these storms, this chaos, this heaviness in this masculine's life, even potentially, again, for some, these could be toxic relationships or connections with other people. I just keep hearing him say, I need to protect you from this and sort this out, and then be able to share with you in that. Once again, I'm seeing the happy family card, the rainbow on the beach, like this beautiful sunny day. It's like this masculine saying, that is the kind of reunion state, Divine Feminine, I want to share with you. Now, on the other side of this, of course, we haven't spoken yet to the feminine, so I'll start shuffling for her here. I saw the number 1313 on the recording timer, by the way. But with the feminine, I hear her saying, on a higher self level, I will not be dragged back into the storms. I will not be dragged back into the chaos. So the thing is here, the Divine Feminine and masculine on this unconscious level, for some of you, it may be more conscious than others, but on this higher self soul level, both the feminine and masculine are in agreement. Yes, we need to, I just heard, deal with our own stuff first in some sense. That's a really blunt way to put it, but there is this feeling of Divine Masculine, you need to sort through the heaviness, the chaos, the storms of this spiritual awakening. Allow this to continue to unfold, move through the storms. As I channeled through a previous reading, the masculine is rising through these storms of his life, through this ego death, this dark night of the soul. But the feminine is, I see her having already risen to this level where she is no longer willing to, and of course, fifth chakra, the throat chakra reversed came out for her as well. She mirrors this feeling, this sentiment on a higher self level coming from the masculine of, I want to share that happy, stable. I heard offer of love. It's like that offer of stability, happiness, again with that rainbow, sunshine, joy, peaceful kind of, I'm channeling all these different things coming through from different people, but it's like, this is what the feminine desires to share with the masculine. And it's almost as though nothing less than that will do. I feel that in the past, she allowed herself to be dragged into the storms, into the chaos, and it weighed her down in many ways. 7th chakra in the upright position. But it's like now this divine feminine has thrown off those weights, has worked through many of those blocks, is continuing to work through many of those blocks to heal and shift herself, which is what has catalyzed the masculine into this marathon of spiritual awakening, into this race of awakening. But at the same time, the divine feminine here has to hold the standard energetically, has to hold her ground. Even if at times in the physical, this looks like disconnection, this may look like or feel like lessening of communication or physical 3D interaction. But what's really going on here is the feminine has catalyzed the masculine to his own process, his own marathon of spiritual awakening, because she is no longer willing to be dragged into the storms of his life. She is encouraging him to and supporting him energetically in rising through these storms, but she's not going to be dragged back into this tornado of chaos with him again. She is not going to settle for less than that offer of peace, of something stable, of something long-term and harmonious and supportive of her. Wow, really powerful messages coming through here. What else is the divine feminine feeling at this time? The Sun card in the upright position. I heard this divine feminine saying, I am moving toward this new beginning with or without you, divine masculine. And I know that sounds really harsh, and there's something about a butterfly on this card also. And also there's a baby on this card that I never noticed before. I feel like some divine feminine could have children, could be pregnant or have a baby in their life. If not, do use caution, because I feel that energetically, it could be very possible for you to get pregnant at this time. So if that is something that you desire, then this may be great news for you if you've been desiring to have a child. If you are not desiring to have a child at this time, then do keep that message in mind and use caution. But regardless, that was kind of just a side message. What I'm really feeling from this feminine is I am moving toward my fresh start. Even if this isn't a literal pregnancy or a literal baby, this could be something metaphorically that this divine feminine is giving birth to a business, to a new career, to a new passion, to a new phase of her life, to a new environment that she's going to move herself toward. Whatever this may be, I see this divine feminine saying, I'm not going to wait around. I am moving toward my new beginning, which at times, again, from our physical ego perspective may seem harsh. But the beautiful thing about what's really going on here spiritually is by this divine feminine choosing to fully move toward her new beginning, whatever that is for her, without attaching herself to needing something from the masculine within that new phase, within that new beginning. This is so ironic, because what actually happens is then the masculine, the space is held for the masculine. I'm once again seeing that empty throne beside the divine feminine. It's like she's holding that throne for the masculine to rise to, but it's like he can't be at this level of a page, I wanted to say, from the tarot, and sit on that throne of an emperor and carry that king energy. It's like he has to choose to rise, and by the divine feminine not attaching herself to needing him to rise, she is actually holding space for him and energetically supporting him through those storms, through that dark night of the soul that he must move through in order to step into that radiant, fully awakened, fully embodied divine masculine energy. So I really hope that resonates with someone specifically. If you are a divine feminine starting something new in your life, moving into a new phase, I hope you take that as a message of hope, of encouragement, of support. You are so supported in whatever you are doing, whatever you are starting. There is also just this needed message for you, divine feminine, that you are so supported in that endeavor. You have been divinely inspired to that new beginning, to that new phase in your life. You are ready for it. You are supported in it. Do let me know in the comments if any of that resonates with you, if you have some kind of new beginning coming up in your life. Broken heart in the upright position. So what I see this indicating is that this divine feminine, in spite of all of this, in spite of on a higher self level, understanding that the masculine must move through his own storms, in spite of being excited and inspired to this new beginning in her life, whatever this may mean for her, there is also this pervasive and natural feeling of heartbreak, of a bit of sadness, nostalgia, or even longing regarding this situation with the masculine. Know if you're experiencing this is completely natural and normal, because although we can understand our soul's perspective, our higher self's perspective on this situation, in the moments of physical disconnect from our twin can and do still very often feel so painful, so heartbreaking, because this is the person to whom our soul is so intimately and intricately, if I can speak there, bonded. We share this ancient connection, but ancient doesn't even really begin to describe it, because it's the connection that was created at the very origin of our soul, and the one that we carry through lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Why is this divine feminine feeling this brokenheartedness here? The number 9 also might be significant to someone. Envy in the upright position. Lack, dissatisfaction, unfulfillment. And I see this specifically speaking to love. What I'm getting is someone who is really excited about so many things in their life, whether it's their career, their passions, the balance of their life, themselves, whatever it is. But when it comes to the masculine, there's this twinge of, I hear a divine feminine say, I wanted it to be you, or I want it to be you, divine masculine. And there's also this feeling of awareness that I am moving forward to this sun card, with or without you, to this new beginning. But I see someone who's excited about this new beginning and moving toward it, walking toward it, but they keep looking back over their shoulder and saying, are you coming? Are you coming with me? And that's kind of the question that feels like it sort of hangs in the air. It's like, is the masculine going to rise to the occasion? Is he going to be able to come with you in this sense, divine feminine? And I would really like a message of response from this masculine, from the Rumi Oracle. So is the masculine going to be able to come with the divine feminine here? Oh my gosh, guys, I just got a wave of chills. Sacred Union, the number 19 card. Oh my gosh, this card, Sacred Union, most obviously speaks to divine reunion, to reunion between twin flames. I'm going to read a little bit from the guidebook for this card. Wow, okay, I have chills all over, guys. Only the oneness of love and the lover is eternal. Surrender your hearts into this union, for all else in this world is momentary. Rumi. Wow, very powerful message. I'm going to also channel a few messages from the guidebook. Stupefied with bliss, I become without thoughts. There is no grief in that loss. I gladly surrender my intelligence, and really I heard ego here, in favor of this mindlessness, and I heard just absolute surrender to the soul, to the divine. It is ecstasy, rapture. The The sweetness of the union, so sacred, overwhelms my senses. The lover and the beloved are my worlds. Nothing else exists except this love, this unity of divine masculine and feminine, and the fresh new universe that shall be born from their sacred conjoining. That feels like the most beautiful place to close out this reading. I do apologize. I know that my readings are typically longer, but I already took a lot of time recording initially, and apparently those messages were not meant to be, and I just felt guided in this reading to make it more succinct, if that's the right word, to make it shorter. And I feel that really came together with these final messages. I felt really guided to close out the reading here because I feel this was exactly the message that someone needed to hear at this time. Now, with that being said, I will be channeling many more details and specifics for this reading in the extended version of the reading. I will also be channeling throughout the week various messages that come through at different times. As I've been doing the last few days, you guys know I've posted a few separate love readings the last few days that may connect with you as well. If you are heading on to the extended version of this reading, I will be channeling love messages from both the feminine and masculine, as well as more details of what's going on with the energies of this connection and how this could be playing out in the physical between you and your twin flame. So thank you so much to all of you who are here, who are literally co-creators of this space and of these readings. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and start to your week, and I will talk to you again in Wednesday's reading.